Hi kids. Okay, so today I'm going to go over how to do your warm and cool Zentangle tree. I'm going to start by drawing out the tree and adding the circle for the sun and then putting a grid on it using a straight edge. Most people don't have a ruler in the house, so anything that has a straight, sturdy edge, and also it's helpful if that edge is as long or longer than your paper, because then you don't have to slide it down to keep going with your line. So I'm going to start in pencil and I'm going to lay out my tree. And I'm going to move that because it's making a little shadow. I have a bowl for to trace for the circle for the sun. I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm not going to lift my pencil. And the reason for that is that I'm going to make all of my tree lines, a double line, an outer edge on both sides. So I have something inside to do my Zentangle, a space inside to draw. And if I just do a single line for a branch, there's nothing inside to, space inside to draw. So I'm going to start down here and I'm going to come up, and it's a very kind of crinkly and organic tree. It does not have to be like mine at all, but you just basically want to kind of rope around and make every section a double line. And since you're working in pencil, you can easily adjust it later if you don't like it. And now all the way back down to the bottom. And now in places where your lines get a little close together, you just want to make sure that you keep those spaces open. So you want the two halves of the line to not get too close together because you're going to put the Zentangle inside. Now for the root system, you're just going to come up with 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. You know what? I want that one closer to here. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 roots. Okay, so for your sun is going to go behind the tree. So I'm going to place this where I want it. And then now if you just go around, it's not a problem. You'll just erase wherever it intersects with your tree. But I'm going to go like behind the tree. So I'm just going to draw the line where it would meet the tree. Like that. Okay. Now, since I'm doing the grid in pencil, I want to go over my tree in Sharpie first, right? Because that way, if I'm erasing my grid, I'm not also accidentally erasing my pencil. I'm also going to trace my sun line in Sharpie, but that's going to be totally up to you. So I'm going to go over these lines in Sharpie, erase my pencil lines, and I'll be right back to show you the grid. Okay, so I have gone over my lines in Sharpie. I cleaned some up in the sense that I made sure that they were wide enough that I would be able to draw my Zentangles inside, and I erased my pencil lines. So now I have my straight edge, and for this assignment, I don't need you to measure anything. right? If we were in school and you had a ruler, that might be a different story. But for this, you're just going to go down the page with parallel and, relatively equidistant lines. You want to try to make them about the same width, but you don't have to measure. And it goes straight across everything. Across the tree and across the sun. And once again, if you don't have, a ruler in the house, a book, a binder, anything that is straight will do. Whatever you used for your cross contour hand will be useful for this. And then once you're at the bottom, let me get my last line or two in here. You are going to turn and come down. So whatever width you choose for this, you want to replicate that width here so that what you get is as close to squares as you can. No big deal if they're not squares. You're just aiming for squares. These do not get done in Sharpie. I guess you can if you want to, but it's going to be a lot of Sharpie lines. And you don't want it to become too busy. Now, for your coloring, inside your sun, you're using warm colors. Outside your background, you're using cool colors. And inside of the tree, you're doing your Zentangle. And the Zentangle is going to be a different pattern as it changes from grid to grid, right? So if you're doing something like this in here, then maybe you're doing something like this in here. So when you switch to the next grid, you change up your pattern. Now, it doesn't mean you can't repeat a pattern anywhere else. It just means that it's not all one pattern. And then once again, for the sun, it's warm colors, and the background, it's cool colors. All right, I hope that this is helpful. I'll talk to you soon.